Onism. You make around 35,000 decisions every single day, most of them so small you never even notice. What to look at, what to ignore, what to say, where to go next. But hidden inside that constant stream of choices is a strange realization. Every decision quietly eliminates thousands of other lives you could have lived. This feeling is known as onism, the awareness that you only get one perspective, one timeline, one version of reality. Nearly 8 billion people on Earth. You experience just one life, from one angle, for a limited time. Everything else exists without you. Sonder. And yet, sometimes your mind breaks out of that limitation. You might be walking through a crowded street or sitting in traffic when it happens. You glance at a stranger, and suddenly it hits you. They have a life just as detailed and complicated as yours. They have memories, routines, worries, relationships, and dreams, all unfolding at the same time as your own. That quiet, overwhelming awareness is called Sonder. Your brain can't fully process billions of lives at once, so it gives you just a brief glimpse, enough to feel the vastness of the world without being crushed by it. Oculism. Sometimes that vastness turns inward instead. You start thinking about your own life and how small it really is. One person, living for maybe 70 to 80 years, in a universe that has existed for about 13.8 billion years. This feeling is called oculism. It can feel unsettling, like nothing really matters, but it can also be freeing. If your life is just a tiny part of something enormous, then maybe the pressure to get everything perfect isn't as important as it seems. Hiraeth. Your mind doesn't just move across people and scale, it travels through time as well. You might return to a place that once meant everything to you, only to find it feels different. The truth is, what you miss isn't the place, it's who you were when you were there. This deep longing is called hiraeth. Memory isn't fixed, it constantly reshapes itself, smoothing out the rough edges and holding on to the highlights. What you're remembering may not have existed exactly the way it feels now. Anemoia. Sometimes, the past you long for isn't even yours. You might feel drawn to old photos, vintage music, or eras you never experienced, as if they carry a kind of comfort. This is anemoia, nostalgia for a time you never lived. You're seeing fragments, not reality, and your mind fills in the missing pieces with warmth and simplicity, creating a version of the past that feels real even though it isn't. Limerence. Not all emotions are tied to time, some are tied to people. You meet someone new, and slowly they begin to occupy your thoughts in a way you can't control. Every message feels important, every delay feels meaningful. This intense, uncertain emotional state is called limerence. It's driven more by not knowing than by true connection, and it can last anywhere from a few weeks up to 2 years, often fading once you get a clear answer about how the other person feels. Monachopsis. At the same time, you can be surrounded by people and still feel slightly disconnected. You might be talking, laughing, and participating, yet something feels off, like you don't fully belong. This quiet sense of displacement is called monachopsis. Humans are deeply wired for social belonging, so even a small mismatch in energy or connection can create that subtle feeling of being out of place. Kenopsia. And then there are places that feel strange in a completely different way. Imagine an empty classroom, a silent office, or a playground with no children. These spaces were meant to be full of life, and when that life is missing, the emptiness feels unusually heavy. This is kenopsia, the awareness of absence in a place designed for presence. Your brain expects activity, and when it finds silence instead, it amplifies the stillness. All of these feelings, onism, sonder, oculism, hiraeth, anemoia, limerence, monachopsis, and kenopsia, point to the same deeper truth. Your experience of the world is just one small piece of a much larger reality. Sometimes that realization feels overwhelming, sometimes it feels freeing, but either way, it changes how you see everything around you.